What is that, JD? Who touches another woman like that when you're happily married? I mean,
what is ERIKA KIRK wearing? I don't want to seem all fake and gay, but does this seem like it's appropriate attire to be wearing? And does his hand placement seem appropriate for a widow? Maybe old Mikey McCoy is not giving her the attention that she deserves. It seems like a married man shouldn't have his hands on any woman's hips like that unless it's his wife. This is now his wife, by the way. Amazing what months of selling your soul can do. The light has been snuffed out of their eyes. Maybe she's just not happy with old handsy Vancey hanging out with ERIKA KIRK. That is not the appropriate hug. There should be a little bit of distance right here, don't you think? And the hands, she's got her hands deep in his hair. You think she's lonely?
Holy shit, they are trying to replace Usha Vance with ERIKA KIRK, because ERIKA KIRK and JD Vance is their Christian nationalist wet dream, and you won't convince me otherwise. Because what is this? What is this body language? When did we start putting our hands up in the hair of our friends when we hug? Yeah, no, you don't. This is weird. Oh, and then there's this one. JD, why are your hands so low? There's no reason for them to be on her hips, but there they are. But if that's not enough, here is her introducing him at Turning Point.
I am tremendously blessed and honored tonight to be able to introduce to you a very, very dear friend and his wife. They are incredible. And I see no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do.
And if you're not convinced yet that they're trying to replace her with ERIKA KIRK, this is him when asked by a student about him and his wife's difference in like their religious beliefs, and he ends it with this.
Do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way.
He wants her to fall in line. He wants her to be a Christian nationalist just like him. And if he can't convince her, he'll find a new one.
Did ERIKA KIRK forget that JD Vance is a married man? Did JD Vance forget that he's a married man? What the heck is this? This is giving we have secrets. This is giving y'all are a little too comfortable. Like, imagine what his wife was feeling in that moment. I'm sure Charlie, though, is happy that she's been grieving just fine, moving on just fine. You know, life goes on. And, you know, her fans just see it as it's her way of processing the pain. Tell me you don't understand affection between mourning friends. If you weren't Val, I'd feel bad for you. This is how you mourn? Or share mourning between friends? Whatever.
It is truly an honor to introduce Vice President J.D. Vance. And he's just such a wonderful and lovely man. And his wife, Usha, they have been so wonderful to me. And nobody will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband and JD. He has the ability to discuss topics in a way that transcends demographics. And it is my honor to introduce Vice President J.D. Vance.
No one will ever replace my husband. No one will ever replace my husband. No one will ever replace my husband.
Girl, what? Why would you say that? Nobody was thinking that. Why would you feel the need to say that? I have a theory. ERIKA KIRK and JD Vance are boinking, and you can't change my mind.
Hello and good evening. In another episode of As the White Hood Turns, let's talk about Couch Boy and Mrs. Deceased. So you know they had an event at Ole Miss, right? And Couch Boy was the keynote speaker at this event. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen some of the pictures from the event, in particular the ones with Mrs. Deceased hugging Couch Boy. I'm not one to gossip. I'm not. But there are a lot of people out there saying, secret lovers, That's what they are. Now, I don't know. But if y'all done seen the picture, I'm going to try to insert it. Of her hugging Couch Boy, Mrs. Deceased hugging Couch Boy. It looked very suspicious. Anywho, while he was giving his little speech up there, he talked about Slotus, his wife. The chaise lounger. Let's just call her the chaise lounger. Anywho, he said that he's a Christian, and one day he hopes that she decides to join him on his walk in Christianity and Christian faith, and that they're raising their children Christian. But, she still has her Hindu faith. But one day he hopes that she will join him on the path of righteousness to Jesus. So, of course, the conspiracy theories that there's trouble in paradise for Mrs. Shays, and that Mrs. Deceased and Couch Boy, secret lovers, that's what they are. Now, allegedly, supposedly, for entertainment purposes only, and y'all did not hear any of that from me.
JD Vance lies so damn much, he will even lie about his own wife's religious upbringing. Let's get into it. The first video I'm going to show you is JD Vance lying about the religious upbringing of his own wife. Here's the clip.
You asked a personal question about our interfaith household. And yes, my wife did not grow up Christian. I think it's fair to say that she grew up in a Hindu family, but not a particularly religious family in either direction. In fact, when I met my wife, we were both, I would consider myself an agnostic or an atheist, and that's what I think she would have considered herself as well.
Moving on very
JD.
fast.
Now I'm about to play you the clip
Well,
of his wife
many will say
talking about
so,
her religious upbringing.
But I think she just needed a very tight hug after that speech. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about this closeness, and credit belongs to the creators of these short videos.
Such good parents that make them really very good people. And so I think I've seen the power of that in my own life.
Now, outside of JD Vance being a complete scumbag and liar, why would he lie about something like this? What is that, JD? Who touches another woman like that when you're happily married? I mean, I'm thinking that maybe Mr. JD Vance and ERIKA KIRK might have something going on. I don't know, but it's sure looking that way. Is this why old JD Vance skipped the 9/11 memorial so he could rush out to be by ERIKA KIRK's side after charliekirk got pew-pewed? I don't know. I'm just asking questions, but it's looking awfully suspect to me.
Moving on very fast. Well, many will say so, but I think she just needed a very tight hug after that speech. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about this closeness, and credit belongs to the creators of these short videos.